Good afternoon. This is cause number 2013-40601 in the interest of Jalen, J. Anthony, and Chloe. Jalen, J. Anthony Gomez, and Chloe Menchaca. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. And are you on video, Ms. Gomez?
Judge, I think
There you are. All right, raise your right hand to be sworn and unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I solemnly swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Crystal Gomez, I am the mother.
Representing the Attorney General, State of Texas.
Andrea Perard.
Court will note that James Daniel Menchaca is the non-custodial father in this matter. He was personally served on January 4th, 2022 at 6:32 p.m. at 718 Center Street in Pasadena, Texas, and he was also notified of this Zoom hearing by certified mail return receipt requested that was delivered on April 11th, 2022 in Pasadena, Texas, and he has not answered or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Perard?
That's correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. And at this time, the state asks you to take judicial notice of the underlying order which we are modifying, which was signed on or about March 12th of 2014.
Court will take note of that.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, this time the state would call Ms. Gomez. Ma'am, in regards to the child, Chloe, we are adding that child to the prior court order, which already established the parent-child relationship between Jalen and J. Anthony. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And within that order, you already had a child support obligation and medical support, but now we're adding the third child and therefore qualifies for a modification based on adding that third child. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is it your testimony today that the only person that could possibly be the father of Chloe is Mr. Menchaca?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the only one that you had intimate relationship with during the probable time of conception? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are asking to keep Chloe's last name as Menchaca, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as for conservatorship, the terms remain as previously ordered for the older two children, but as to conservatorship for Chloe, you have no objection to being named joint managing conservator with you designating the residence with a geographic restriction to Harris and contiguous counties. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as to possession and access, as to Chloe, you have no objection to a standard possession order being entered in this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, as for the prior order previously mentioned that was signed on about March 12th of 2014, you had a prior child support obligation order of $261 and medical of $75, both beginning August 1st of 2013. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
And within that order, Mr. Menchaca has acquired a significant amount of arrears from that previous order. His amount of child support arrears are $31,588.23 as of yesterday, May 16th, 2022. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
And
I'm looking at what's been marked as Exhibit A, and it seems, okay, that is the amount of child support. Okay, did you want me to admit this? Exhibit A?
Your Honor, if you would like, yes, the state would offer into evidence State's Exhibit A, which is a true and correct copy of the financial record involved in this case. And I believe one has been tendered to Ms. Gomez.
Have you had an opportunity, Ms. Gomez, to look at the financial activity report, the pay record?
Yes, online.
Okay, and you don't have any objection to me admitting that into evidence, correct?
Correct.
All right, the State's Exhibit A is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, as to the child, Chloe, you are asking for active support for that child, which would be the difference that he would pay for the two children he was already ordered to pay, and then the third child. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's approximately a difference of around $80 or so per month of the increase of a 25% obligation to 30%. And for the last 4 years retro, which you've requested, that came out to be $5,082. Is that correct?
Yes.
For a cumulative child support judgment in the amount of $36,670.23. And you've requested that be paid back at $230 per month, beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes.
Also, for that order, there is an arrearage for medical support in the amount of $6,958.94 as of May 16th, 2022. But you are not asking for any retro medical as to Chloe. So that is zero for a cumulative medical support judgment in the amount of $6,958.94. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes.
And that will be paid back at a rate of $60 per month beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the previous order did not have any dental, so therefore there is a judgment of zero for any dental as of May 16th of 2022. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
In regards to Mr. Menchaca's current income, we are using the minimum wage presumption in order to set support for the 3 children. And how is these 3 children covered by insurance?
By Medicaid, Texas Children's.
We're going to order you to maintain that government medical assistance. We'll be requesting that Mr. Menchaca reimburse the state at $75 beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes.
Premium credit for the cost of that health insurance. Your new child support obligation for 3 children will be $320 beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes.
And that concludes the order, Your Honor. Pass my witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you signed the order. You're free to go.
I leave the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is cause number 2012-63896 in the interest of Brian and Eliane Torres. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Marissa Garcia, mother to the children.
All right, and representing the Attorney General, State of Texas.
Andrea Perard.
Want to note that the non-custodial parent father is Brian Kennedy Torres, Mr. Torres. was personally served on December 21st, 2020 at 7:19 p.m. at 1700 North FM 87C, Moore, Bonham, Fannin County, Texas. And he attempted further notification by certified mail return receipt request that was returned undelivered. And notification, that certified mail notification was regarding this Zoom hearing. So he has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Perrine?
That's correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this time the state would ask you to take judicial notice of the underlying order which we are requesting to modify that was signed on or about November 1st of 2012.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would call Ms. Garcia. Ms. Garcia, in that prior order that the judge just took judicial notice of, you had a prior obligation and for the child, Brian, the parent-child relationship was previously established for him. Is that correct?
Yes.
And now we are adding the child, Leilani, to this court order. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, is it your testimony today that the only person that could possibly be the father of the child, Leilani, is Brian Torres?
Yes, ma'am.
He's the only one that you had intimate relationship with during the probable time of conception. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking that that the child's surname remain as Torres. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And in regards to conservatorship as to the child, Leilani, you have no objection to being named joint managing conservator, with you designating the residence with a geographic restriction to Harris and contiguous counties. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as for possession and access as to Leilani, you are asking for a phase-in visitation scheduled to be occurred of 5 periods each, beginning with supervised visitation, and then once all 4 phases are completed, that would go to a standard possession order. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's based on the lack of relationship between the father and Leilani. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in regards to that prior child support order, Mr. Torres was previously ordered to pay child support of $220 per month and medical of $50 per month, both beginning November 1st of 2012 for the child Brian, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And within that, Mr. Torres has accumulated a significant amount of arrears. In fact, it's the amount of child support arrears, the amount of $25,231.84 as of May 16th, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are asking also for retroactive support for the child, Leilani, for the last 4 years or since the child's date of birth, and that difference between his current obligation of $220 for one child, the difference to 2 children makes a retroactive judgment of $5,904. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
For a cumulative judgment in the amount of $31,135.84, which will be paid back at a rate of $200 per month beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And also from that medical support obligation that was previously ordered, Mr. Torres is in arrears $3,810.69 as of May 16th, 2022. However, there is no retroactive medical support for Leilani. So it's a cumulative medical judgment of $3,810.69 to be paid back at a rate of $75 beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And since there was no prior dental support in that previous order, the dental support judgment is 0 and no retroactive dental is being ordered in this order. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in regards to Mr. Torres's current income, we've been able to confirm that he makes a little bit over $3,000, $3,120 per month. And he has no additional children that we are aware of. How is these two children covered by insurance?
They're on Medicaid.
We're going to order you to maintain that government medical assistance. We're requesting that Mr. Torres reimburse the state at $167 beginning June 1st of 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Giving him credit for the cost of that health insurance, your new child support amount will be increased to $616 beginning June 1st of 2022 for two children, which is a material and substantial change from the prior court order, and in addition to a change of 20% or $100. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
That concludes the order, Your Honor. Pass my witness.
All right, the court will